वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Friends, the incidents of infringement of rights of the minorities has been on the rise in the past few years. Since this incumbent government has taken reins of the country, many incidents of excesses against the minorities or the scheduled caste or scheduled tribes have been reported. In fact, some of the organizations and the people close to the government are trying to saffronize the institutions, educational institutions, government or non-governmental institutions. And they are trying to impose the faith of the majority on the minorities under a larger conspiracy. The recent example of this kind of infringement and interference in the faith of the minorities is the example of renaming the Shri Dayal Singh College in Delhi University as Bande Mataram Mahavidyalaya. This is a kind of infringement, and the people are trying to saffronize the institutions under the garb of changing the name. Shri Dayal Singh Institution or the college, which is placed in the Delhi University, has been working for the last 50 years. And Shri Dayal Singh Majithia has been a noble person who has many contributions in the field of social work, and he was a visionary and a reformist who has contributed a lot to the country. And this college was named after Mr. Shri Dayal Singh Majithia. Now, these kind of efforts to saffronize the institutions by changing the name will not be fruitful, and that is harmful for the social fabric of this country. Though Article 29 and Article 30 of Constitution of India guarantees certain rights to the minorities, but that respect has been vanishing. Though there are certain rights which are to be enjoyed by the minorities of this country, but some of the people who are having the backing of Saffron Brigade, they are trying to vitiate the atmosphere, they are trying to impose their faith, they are trying to put pressure on the institutions so that they may fall in line with the thought process of the Saffron Brigade. In fact, this is very painful that the Sikhs and the Punjabis who have contributed a lot in the independence struggle, they are to face such kind of efforts by the Saffron Brigade and right-wing people. In fact, this kind of things are being done just to distract the people, just to distract the attention of the people from the real core issues on which the people will be asking for the results. This particular government was elected on the promises of development, on eradication of poverty, on employment and many other core issues which they have not been able to fulfill. And now these kind of efforts of saffronizing the things to distract the people from the real core issues are being done at the behest of some politicians and a particular thought. This country is for all, be it majority, be it minority, and the Constitution guarantees certain rights to the minority which must be protected by the government. And these kind of people who are trying to befool the people, who are trying to saffronize the things for their vested interests, should be curbed and they should be punished. This kind of incident is not the only incident. In fact, there are certain other incidents like death of the Rohit Barmula in Delhi, and certain other things and the incidents which are happening in every nook and corner of the country by some people of a particular faith who are trying to impose their thoughts on the minorities, that should be stopped right away so that the social fabric of this country is not disturbed. These kind of people who are trying to vitiate the atmosphere, who are trying to saffronize the things, they should be controlled and they should not be allowed to do such activities which may harm the harmony and peace of this country. In fact, I would like to add here that these kind of activities are not either going to help the students and the other people or the public in general. By changing the name, the quality of the education cannot be improved, the unemployment issue cannot be redressed by changing the name, but changing the name will definitely have impact on the people and the Sikh community, that the persons who have contributed a lot to the independence struggle, they are not being respected in this current scenario, and the people are trying to superimpose their thoughts on the minorities. I would like to quote one example, that in our neighboring country in Pakistan, where Dayal Singh College was also established in Lahore, but though there is a Muslim majority, but they have never ever thought of changing the name of that Dayal Singh College. But in India, where the Sikhs and Punjabis have contributed a lot in the freedom struggle, they have sacrificed their lives. Now they people are being now targeted, and the names of those visionaries and reformists who have contributed to the freedom struggle are now being put to the backseat. So under these circumstances, I would request and appeal to the government that these kind of activities should be stopped immediately, and the people who are trying to saffronize the institutions, they should be curbed and they should be stopped of doing these things, so that the social fabric of this country remains intact. Thank you very much, and thanks a lot. If you like this video, kindly like this video on the YouTube and subscribe to my channel. That will definitely enhance my morale to work for the people and to fight for the people. Thank you very much.